I'm going to give you 5 things, actually probably 6, to help you speak, to converse with, really connect with anyone with confidence and ease. Now, here's the coolest part about this. You guys, I know you probably won't believe it, but I was insanely shy. I was timid and afraid and scared, like a scared. I was really a scared. I couldn't look people in the eyes, especially girls. Girls terrified me. This is in my late teens, early 20s. Like, I was awkward. I didn't know what to say. And maybe you can relate to this. Like, I would freeze up and my mind would go blank. And I was like, oh crap. And I would turn bright red, right? And I'm like, like, what do I say? And it was terrible. And I was insecure and I was, again, terrified, right? But I realized, and here's the big takeaway. I realized early on that unless I learned how to have meaningful conversations with a lot of people, that I would miss out on a lot of wonderful opportunities and relationships and experiences in life. And that's the cost, my friends. That's what it will cost you if you do not learn how to do this effectively. So I've come up with this definition now that I operate with when I teach people for what it means to be like a social ninja, right? A social superstar, is that you can have a meaningful conversation with anyone, anywhere, at any time, right? And that takes practice and it takes skill. And having meaningful conversations is a skill set. And some of you might be like, well, this is easy, I got it, right? But are your conversations really meaningful? Are they impactful? Are you just putting on a show? Is this just some big performance? Or are you still really struggling to connect? Maybe you have no problem talking to people, but it's not memorable. Or maybe you're like I am and you still get crazy nervous and afraid to talk to people and you're not sure what to say. So I'm going to give you 6 things to help you have meaningful conversations. Now, you guys, this will play out in your home, ironically. Yes, still with the people you know best, how to have meaningful conversations with them. It'll play out in the community, in the neighborhood, in your churches, in your organizations. It'll play out in business. And then you get to this next level where it needs to play out with difficult conversations and negotiations and trying to persuade people and trying to move things and make things happen. I mean, this is a critical skill that I hope all of you will join with me and work on for the rest of our lives. We ought to be genuinely world class at this. Ready? Number 1. Remember that they're just people. People are people. It's so easy, and I've done this, I'm sure you do it. We see people that have a lot of money or a lot of success or fame, or they're good looking, or they've got cool stuff or whatever. Like, and we mentally, even sometimes subconsciously, we put them up on this pedestal. We make them superhuman and make them above us. And so then if we even subconsciously believe that they're above us, oh man, it's terrifying. We feel like it's so hard to talk to people. So remember, people are people, right? They got to get up every day and they got to get dressed and got to do their things, and they're people. And most people I've met with around the world, no matter what they've achieved or done and cool things, they're people. And if you treat them like that, with the respect they deserve as a person, oh man, they love it and they really appreciate it. So number 1, just remember, everyone you want to talk to is just a person, just like you. They have dreams and desires, they have disappointments and failures, they have frustrations, and they have goals and things they're chasing and pursuing. So connect with them as people. Number 2, think about it beforehand, right? This you guys, this holds true for almost anything in life. If there's anything you want to do well, preparing for it really increases the probability that it's going to go well. So spend some time thinking about it. And you might be like, what's dumb? Like, I have to think about being social. I have to think about talking to someone. Yeah, you should. You should think through how you want the conversations to go. Even with total strangers, just think through okay, and run through scenarios, right? And it sounds so nerdy, but it works. You'd prepare for exams, you prepare for interviews, you prepare for important presentations, but you don't prepare and practice being good at social skills and conversations. I think that's where we go wrong maybe as a society. Like, we ought to practice this because it's a skill, and skills get better with better practice. So write down some questions. Write down, think about it, think through it. Like, where do I want this conversation to go? How do I want to connect with people? How do I want them to feel when they're conversing with me? How do I want to feel while I'm conversing and after I'm done conversing with them? Like, think through this and spend some time writing and think about it. Like, when you connect with people, when you meet people, and this can be for a moment at the grocery store or a long plane ride, how do you want it to go? Think through that. Like, be more deliberate and strategic about how you want things to turn out. And guess what? They'll turn out better. As I started doing this, I had to start writing things down because like I told you, my brain would go blank. And I would be just, I have no idea what to say. So I started writing down questions because I'm like, I'm sincerely, I want to know people. I want to connect. But like, what do I say? What do I ask? I don't even know. And so I got thinking about it, and I'd pay attention. I'd hear good questions. I'd overhear conversations, or I'd be in a group and I'd watch a couple people and be like, wow, that's great. And I took notes, right? It sounds so dorky, but guess what? I'm trying to develop a skill and actually become world class. And I want to be able to connect with people from all kinds of walks of life, from totally different backgrounds and traditions and races and religions and countries and all different beliefs, everything. And I want to be able to connect with them. And so I pay attention and I take notes and I practice and I think about it. So spend some time thinking about how you'd like a conversation to go. And you can do it for, after watching this video, you can think about it, sit down for a minute, practice a couple of questions and go out and try them. Go meet somebody. Go ask them. Like, see how it goes. Number 3, you got to use body language. It is a language. That's why it's called body language. You're communicating so much through your body language. And so in my course and in my coaching, I go through this and we talk about, body mastery, right? Or even physiology mastery. It's like how we're using our body to carry ourselves and portray ourselves, right? This is a very different language than this, right? Or this. And the way you carry yourself, most of us are unconscious and we're kind of going along and we're not really aware of what we're doing all the time. So if you're kind of scowling, you got a grumpy face all the time, right? Or you're just kind of, if your thinking's being revealed through your face and your body language, that's sending messages to people all the time. So one of the things I want you to do is start paying attention to body language. Just start watching people and watch how they're using their body and what it's potentially saying. And then start paying attention to what you're saying, what language you're conveying with your body. And I invite you, like good posture is if you think like you have a string on your sternum and it just kind of lifted up, right? Your head up, a good smile, right? And shoulders kind of back and an open. And be approachable, and then use your hands and use expressions and gestures and tone. Think about how you use your voice. Some of you never change your tone. It sounds like this all the time, and who would want to hear that for very long? And some of you are way too loud. You have this super loud volume, and some of you are too quiet, and some of you talk way too much, and some of you talk far too little. And sometimes you only, when do you raise your voice? If it's only in anger, man, you gotta raise your voice more often, right? Or when do you, how are your facial expressions? How are your gestures? How's your posture? All of that. When you sit down or you walk up to somebody, like are you kind of open? Are you too close, too far away? You're doing this kind of stuff. Like just pay attention to your body language, and if you don't know, just observe yourself or ask someone to observe you, and then start observing other people. Watch people who are just masters at this and look for the subtle details, the little things they do. It makes a big difference. So pay attention to your body language because you're communicating before and after and during the whole process when you're talking to someone. So number 4, be sincere, be genuine, be authentic. Remember, you're talking to another human being. You're not, this isn't some kind of performance. You're not an actor, right? Be yourself. Be your best self, but be yourself. And be willing to just be authentic, be real. Talk about things that matter. I think sometimes, especially if we're nervous, we want to put on a show and we're so hyper concerned about impressing people that it often has the opposite effect. Just be you and watch how that plays out. And people love honesty and sincerity. That's a big one. It's huge. So just be yourself. Next is be interested. So I want you, there's this great quote from it's from the book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Somebody luckily gave me that book when I was like 17. They're like, this kid needs this. And I read it again and again and again. It's such a great book. So read it, reread it. Use it as your Bible for connecting with people. It's really solid, awesome stuff. He did tons of research. There's a idea that he shared that says you can make more friends by being interested than you'll ever make by trying to be interesting. Right? So this fifth one is be genuinely interested. Like really care. Now, here's the problem. Like the problem is a lot of people don't care. Maybe you're like that. You're like, I don't care. I don't care about that person. So start caring. That's your problem. Because if you genuinely don't care, people sense it, don't they? Can you tell when somebody doesn't care about what you're saying? You're talking and they're like, yeah. They grab their phone. Yeah. Yeah. They don't care. And you're like, this sucks, right? You have to care. And like, if you're sitting there saying, well, I don't care, try it. Try caring. You get to decide. Right? You're not a victim. You get to choose whether you care or not. So be genuinely interested, right? Again, you're talking to human beings. And I've yet to meet somebody all around the world that doesn't have something really fascinating, some story, some experience. Or like Emerson said, every person is my superior in some way, and in that way I can learn from them. I love to approach life like that. Like everybody has something to teach me that I don't know. They're better at something. They know something that I don't. And they almost always have fascinating stories or insights or things they've experienced that are interesting. Find out. Really care. Be genuinely interested. When you ask questions, follow up. Now, if they start talking about a topic you genuinely don't care about, like you got nothing, so try to jump from that one to something where you are a little more interested. Or at least find out like, wow, why are you so passionate about this? Why does this light you up so much? Like find out what lights people up. Find out where their dreams and goals are. Ask meaningful questions. Like stop. We've got to stop all the idle chit chat. It's so superficial and shallow. It's frivolous and frothy, right? It's just there's so much conversation going on that never gets meaningful. And for me, I'm like, I'm not interested in idle chit chat. Like I want to talk to you. You're a human being, and I want to find out what you think and believe and feel. I care, right? I really care. So that's a great one. Then the sixth one is I know it kind of contradicts what I just said, because the sixth one is to be interesting. Well, here's why. I don't want you to focus on being interesting, because then you come across as like, hey, let me tell you about me. Let me tell you how cool I am. Let me have right? And nobody wants to be around somebody like that. It's always trying to impress them and let you know how interesting they are. That's not it. So you're not going to focus on it, but the reason I included it because I don't want you to be boring. Nobody wants to talk like, they sit there and like, this is boring. Nobody's gonna go home and tell their friends and family about that amazing conversation they had with that guy about today's weather forecast. It was unreal, right? It doesn't happen. So be interesting. Talk about interesting things. Like learn stuff, study stuff, like pursue dreams and goals and do cool things. And the more you do that, guess what? The more interesting of a person you are, and the more people will want to engage with you and connect with you and learn about you and learn from you and have this flowing back and forth conversation where it's interesting and people walk away like, wow, that was a great conversation. I really enjoyed that, right? Boom. Again, I want to reiterate here. Please make this a priority. Make it a skill set that you are pursuing, because everything's about communication and everything's about relationships. And if you can learn to have meaningful conversations with anyone, anywhere, and do it with confidence and ease, it will quite literally change the course of your life because of the people you'll meet and the experiences you'll have. Go make it happen. You guys, if you like this video or other videos and you want more awesome sauce, be sure to subscribe to this channel and go over and subscribe to the Extraordinary Family Life podcast. Reach upward.